Yes.
All right, tell me about the business.
So I have been in real estate for 17 years.
Okay.
And I finally decided to start my own company.
What made you decide to start your own?
Well, it was long overdue, and there were a lot of things that happened in my life, like a divorce and breast cancer, that kind of put me starting my own company on hold. So 2022, I said, it's time for a change. So I officially launched my company in 2023 called Cupid Real Estate.
Love it.
Yes.
And so why was it inspired by Cupid?
Yeah, so when I was thinking about what my brand would be about, I thought that I really care about finding the perfect place for my clients, a place for them, a place where they want to call home. So with Cupid Real Estate, my tagline is love where you live, and that is really the basis of my business. I want to help my clients find a home that they love. I don't want them to settle. And
well, you do want them to settle.
That was a good one. That was a good one. But it's funny because I was in my previous marriage, I was in for 20 years. And so I became newly single at 38 and had not dated since I was 18. So I didn't know what that was like. And when I started dating, I was like, oh my gosh, this is like my job.
The way you're holding that right now, I feel it.
Oh my gosh, like this is exactly like my job. I can do this.
Yeah.
I can navigate this because, you know, I relate that to dating with my clients a lot. Finding love is like finding your home.
Yeah.
You're doing it speed dating wise though, because you don't have a lot of time to think about it. But you have to think about being able to commit to a house or a home the way you're going to commit to a relationship. And so just kind of looking for red flags, making sure you understand what you're getting into, and then being ready to commit pretty quickly.
I like the red flags.
Yes.
I could see doing like a video series where you can be like, red flag, and then it's like spots on the roof. Or
Oh yes. And I like to point them all out. So, and that's something that I bring to my business too with my clients. I have an extensive background in renovation. So when I'm showing my clients a home, I don't just open the door and say, isn't this so pretty? Look at the colors on the wall. I am talking about the roof, the windows, the plumbing, all of the things.
A true advisor for them to help
navigate.
Yes,
absolutely.
Navigate, yeah.
And of course we have wonderful home inspectors that we use, but I try to really arm my clients with as much information up front so that they know whether or not they want to take the next step. And then of course we go through the process. But
so yeah, because the inspector won't even come until once they're further down the commitment, right, proposal area of part of the relationship.
Absolutely,
correct?
you are correct. Yeah. I mean, in the craziness of the pandemic, we were having pre-offer inspections, but they're not happening as often now. And so you're correct. Before my clients are going to spend $600-700 on an inspection, I want to make sure that I'm showing them everything that I can see. And I see a lot. I don't see everything, but I see a lot. So when we're going through the inspection with my clients, they say, oh yeah, Silvana already told us about that. Or yes, Silvana warned us about that. I don't like bad surprises. So I try to prevent that for my clients.
That's awesome. Okay, so in terms of, so 2022, you went out and started your own thing. Now I'm trying to look at your hand. It looks like there's a ring on it.
Yes.
So
I am happily remarried.
Out of the dating scene.
Out of the dating scene. I was able to use my skills as a house hunter to help myself find love in the real world.
Down the right person.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, nope. And I'm like, yes. So, yes, I have found
an inspector, though?
I was my own inspector. No, it was really, I'm very fortunate and blessed to have found someone who's very supportive of my business and me and my children, and I love his children. I have 2 children.
Okay, so we got Brady Bunch going on.
We do. We have 4 children together.
That's awesome.
Yes, and it's a beautiful blended family, and I'm so grateful for my husband because I wouldn't be able to do what I do without him.
That's amazing. Support is so important.
It is.
All right, so what do you love and what do you hate about Northern Virginia?
I love that it is amenity rich, that you have everything at your fingertips. You have city life right down the street in DC, and then you also have the beautiful country. So it's kind of like the perfect world.
Yeah. We just need some beaches, though.
True story. True story. Yes.
We got the mountains. We got the
yes. I am an island girl, and so my husband is an island man. So yes, water is very important to us.
Island, where from?
I'm from Sicily. My parents are, so I'm first generation American.
Okay,
but
you said you were Italian. I didn't realize you meant like you were Italian.
Oh yes, full-blooded. That's what 23andMe says. But I am first generation American. Parents both from Sicily.
That's awesome. And then where is he from?
My husband is originally from Jamaica.
Okay.
So yes, we have our tropical islands, and we island hop.
I was gonna say, do you go back and forth? Because that's some good variety there
Telling
between
you.
Italy and Jamaica.
The universe answered my prayers. I wanted a Caribbean man, and I got it.
That's amazing. Okay, so then in terms of, you were saying what you loved,
Yes.
the diversity of areas and both city life and farm life. What are some challenges? I say what you hate, but you can just call it challenges about this area.
Traffic and driving. I live in DC proper, but I am in DC, Maryland, Virginia every single day of the week. And Virginia's got a lot of huge roads with a lot of traffic, but so does the entire DMV. And I think that's the biggest thing. So timing my trips and showings for work is really, really important. I get used to it, so I always try to arrive early, as I have done here today. And so just navigating that.
That makes more sense that you're coming from DC.
Yes. Yes. But I work in all three jurisdictions equally, and wouldn't say I do more business in one over the other.
So you get a good idea of like when somebody comes to you and they're not quite sure, you can give them, here's the pluses, here's the negatives, here's the things to look out for. Because I know a lot of people from DC are moving out this way.
Absolutely. I have so many transplants, people from other parts of the country, other parts of the world that say, okay, my job's in DC, where should I live? So you're right, I can show them all three jurisdictions. We can navigate that together and find out what works best for them. The city is densely populated. There's a lot going on. And so especially during COVID, I found that a lot of people wanted more space. They wanted outdoor space. And so there was this kind of gradual move to in the suburb. Yes. Oh my gosh.
I heard a lot of that.
Yes. So it's interesting. Condominiums took a hit for a while, but I think they're coming back. Ones with outdoor space especially.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Okay, so what do you see your crystal ball happening in the next 5 to 10 years when it comes to specifically in our area, the DMV area, but with real estate?
Well, I call the real estate market this wave that I am riding. And for the past 18 years, I've been riding it. And it's so hard to predict what's coming. But one thing that I can say for sure is that our area is really insulated to whatever happens in the world and also other parts of the country in terms of real estate. We are on this upward trajectory. We are located in the nation's capital, so highly desirable, constant movement of jobs and people wanting to live here. So while there may be a few bumps in the market with high interest rates, there is such low inventory. And so what that does, it equates to constant demand. And for as long as I've been selling real estate, we've had high demand. Even when the market crashed in, '08, no, it lasted for 6-7 months in the DC area, and then things started moving back up. So I see things continuing on an upward trend. I think if interest rates start to tick down, we're going to see a huge boost in demand, and we're going to start seeing people who have really great interest rates start to decide, okay, now I can finally move up, change homes, and I'm not so worried about losing my 3% interest rate. So once that starts happening, buyers are going to want to buy these houses that come on the market, but then the sellers become buyers again, and we have the craziness. So a lot of people ask me, Silvana, is now a good time to buy? And I say, of course it is. If you don't want to deal with competition, now's the time. You will always have the pressure. There's still competitive situations, but now is the time if you do not want to forego everything. You can still have a home inspection contingency. You can still have an appraisal contingency and a financing contingency. And for a lot of buyers, those safety nets mean so much to them. So great time to buy. You can always refinance when the interest rates drop and you are not paying $100,000 over list price. Prices have not dropped. They are steady. People are not having to slash prices. So while some things sit on the market a little bit longer, they're selling at or very close to list price and sometimes even still above.
That was a really good, thorough, almost like you know your stuff.
I better after this long.
What do you do outside of real estate?
It's a good question. Well, I am very involved with my children, and so
all 4 of them.
Yes, all 4 of them. We are kind of empty nesters, though, which is really great.
Okay.
So I spend a lot of time with my husband. I really like weightlifting.
Nice.
And I like to bake.
Okay. So
Gosh,
you
I sound so boring.
Well, no, you have to weightlift if you like to bake, because otherwise
This is
piling
true.
on.
This is true. Yes, but I don't usually eat what I bake.
Okay, so you're making the hubby a little chubby.
He does love my cookies. He loves my cookies.
What do you cook? What's some of your favorite things to
So
bake?
I'm really basic. I like banana bread, plantain bread, or variations of
Zucchini bread?
Zucchini bread.
There it is.
Zucchini bread. I need to do more of that. I love to make cookies. I just like putting things together. Kind of like how I like to renovate houses and
business.
So right now I work a lot from my kitchen. And my current home I've lived in for about 7 years, and it's a 100-year-old Wardman detached house in Woodley Park. It has a wraparound porch. It's my dream house, but I've had to redo every piece of it. Mm-hmm. And so I'm sitting in my kitchen, which has been done for about the past 5 years, and I love my kitchen. But then I'm like, wait a second, chrome, it's out. Got to get rid of it. So I just went with a champagne bronze faucet. Oh my gosh, the way the sun hits it, because I've got all windows, so I changed all of my hardware. I'm going to get some new appliances.
And then now the cookware is going to change too. You're going to have like different plates.
How did you know? How did you know? My husband's going to be like, Silvana, what are you doing? But no, he lets me.
It doesn't look pretty, like the aesthetics, honey.
I'm like, I'm the one who sits here and looks at the sun hitting the faucet. Yeah. I am a little crazy like that, but it's hard not to be when I get to see all these beautiful homes and learn new trends, and so
you gotta bring it into your own home. Right?
I do. Yes.
Now, your empty nester, are the kids in college? Are they? I mean, I can't.
Yes,
we have an empty nester, but I believe you.
We have 3 in college, and then 1 middle schooler, but she lives mostly with her mother. But she comes and spends wonderful weekends with us. So, so it is a lot of fun, and it's given me a lot of time to kind of clean the house and kind of situate it. It's never been cleaner, honestly. Yeah. It's really great. But I'm like realizing, do I have a life outside of work? I don't know.
I see tattoos. What do these mean?
So this is an evil eye to repel all of the really negative energy that was coming my way for a very long time. I think it's working.
Did you do one of these things like
Listen,
ma'am.
Listen, yes. So this is a key. This is a key because I open doors, right? Open doors. So this is for the 2 children I gave birth to, and this is my Cancer constellation. So I'm a true Cancer through and through.
What date?
Oh, June 30th.
June 30th, July 4th.
So.
Fellow Cancer.
See, this energy, great energy. Absolutely.
That's funny.
Absolutely.
Okay, so in terms of your 10, 20, 30-year plan, where do you see yourself? Like business-wise situation, but then even like, do you see yourself always living here?
It's a great
Going
question.
to Italy? Because I mean, if I had some connections to Italy, as much as I love Northern Virginia.
So I really want to build Cupid to become one of the best boutique brands in the DMV area. So I just hired my first agent who is working with me. She is fantastic. Thank you so much. And through my business, I want to create Cupid culture. And that is one where our clients come first, where we're forging relationships way beyond the sale of a home. I just hosted a huge fall festival client appreciation event. I had over 300 clients attend. We had 2 acres on a farm, on a pumpkin farm. We had a mechanical bull and moon bounce and pumpkins and barbecue. It was so much fun. Tons of desserts, and it was one of the best days of my life. And through my business, I always say this, I'm like, oh, my friend who I met through real estate. Almost every single person in my life that I am close with, I have met through my career. And I'm so grateful for that. I don't know how many people get that opportunity to meet new people every day from all walks of life that you get to keep in your life, that you get to bond with in a very intimate way. And you become friends and you see their families grow and they call you over to come to birthday parties and holidays. And I bring them banana bread and, just being able to be a part of that. So being at that event, I saw the community that I am a part of, that I was able to create. 95% of my business, I don't know if it's exactly 95%, maybe more, is referral based. I don't really advertise. So there's little pockets of friends and then people seeing each other. Why are you here? Silvana's your real estate agent?
How do you know each other?
What? Exactly. And that's what was happening. And it was like, whoa, and I get goosebumps, and I call it this web that I've been able to weave over the past 18 years, and I want to continue to do that. I was also remarking at my event how incredibly diverse my community is, and that is so important to me.
Why is that important to you?
Because that is the world that I want to live in. I want to learn from other people's culture, from their religion, from their ideas. And it is...
So I'm laughing because she's over here nodding, like amen in church over here. So I'm trying to look at you, but I can see her getting so excited about all the words you're saying.
But it is. I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of getting emotional about it, but it's what a blessing. What a blessing to be able to, I think there are oftentimes groups of people of different cultures, nationalities, whatever it is, that don't necessarily feel comfortable working in such an important transaction with someone that is different or outside of their group because they're worried about receiving the same care. And so for me to have people that are not like me trust me and know that I'm going to take care of them is huge.
How do you foster that?
I don't know. I don't know how I am able to. I don't know.
The reason I ask this is our first interview today. Actually, she wants to have that where it's not just I'm your provider and your service provider, but we are friends, even though I am of this nationality and you might know nothing about my background, nationality. I want to feel like if I see you out in the street, you'd come over and give me a big hug.
Yes.
And it sounds like you've been able to foster that type of connection.
It's so true. I think that because my business is referral based, then people automatically trust me a little bit more because someone they're close to has had a great experience with me. And so that really helps. I was taking some classes through the National Association of Realtors and the Greater Capital Area Association of Realtors to become a diversity and equity and inclusion champion. And so I took the courses to get my badge, which I was like, I don't really need this because, but I did. And on these big Zoom classes, the teacher or the person leading the class was saying, well, what do you do when you have someone from a different culture? And someone's like, well, I do research. And I'm thinking, I raised my hand and I said, I treat every single one of my clients the exact same way, with respect and kindness and care. And that's how I've been able to foster it.
Enough.
That's it. It's it. And so I think that been able to be helpful. I have amazing clients who take the time to write reviews for me. I have 180 five-star reviews on Zillow. That really helps too, because if someone is randomly looking for an agent, they're like, wait a second, they're reading. I mean, some of my clients write books about their experience with me, which means that's the greatest compliment in the world, but also a referral, and then being able to stay connected. And it's hard for me to say hi, and check in on people as much as I want to. So having my events also brings everyone together. And I didn't eat. My event was 6 hours long. I did not eat one bite of food. I had a half of a beer because I was just hugging and talking the whole entire time.
Like a wedding.
It really was. It really was. And it was, I put on social media, I was like, one of the best days of my life.
Yeah. You get to have that. What? Do you do it every year?
Yes, so this was the first annual fall festival. I will be doing one every year. I already have mine booked for next year.
So you're going to have the best day of your life every single year.
How
exciting is that now?
It is going to get better and better because I've already figured out how to make the event better. Things were great, but I saw a few holes that are going to be seen. Yes. Yes, that's
and just to touch on something that you said, I treat everybody the same, and and I kind of added in, it's as easy as that. Little comment is, I don't think people, if you ask the everyday person, do you treat people differently? I don't think we as humans are self-aware enough to say yes, right? I think we would assume that we treat every single person the same, but it's not until you get honest and raw feedback, or you don't get the results that you want, to be able to understand, well, maybe there is something off here. Or for you to be able to say, no, they feel it.
Absolutely. You're so right. I mean, there's implicit biases that we just live with every day. And, I am a white woman who has a Black husband, and I am very, very aware of what Black men have to go through. And so I am very sensitive to just in that respect. But then I apply that to everything in all of my life. And I have since I was little. I was very fortunate to be raised in an incredibly diverse area of Montgomery County, Maryland. Growing up, I had, neighbors and friends from so many different backgrounds. And I realized it's pretty rare, and it was very special. And it was an opportunity for me to just blossom in a wonderful community. There were bad people in the community too who didn't feel the same way about loving diversity, but I sure did, and it's just wonderful. My community is incredible. I'm so lucky. I really sometimes I have to pinch myself. My life is not all perfect, but my career saved me in so many ways. I was married to the wrong person for a long time. It was not a good relationship. He's the father of my children. And if it were not for my career, I would not have had the strength and financial capability to leave that situation. My career was threatening to him. When things started going south and he saw my strength build, quit your job. You don't need to work. Let's go. Let's have another baby. No, this is my ticket out. And it was. I was able to take care of my children, pay for their school if I had to, pay for their braces, build my own home, renovate it. So I'm so grateful to my career for that. But then also, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, not once, but twice. And The first time was shortly after my separation and divorce. That was really tough because I was alone for the first time in my life. I was 38 and alone. So my career definitely helped me to stay connected to people. I think I would have withdrawn severely, even though I did for a big part, but I still kept functioning for my clients because they were the reason to get up, to go and do things. So when my cancer came back 5 years later, after I had had surgery, it was a different life for me. I was now in a marriage that was so healthy and I had so much support. So I think it really helped me. But I had a single mastectomy the second time around, and it's a pretty major surgery. And right before going into my surgery, I was writing an offer, came home from my surgery the same day, finished negotiating the same day. I was a week after my surgery, I was showing property. I went to a home inspection. I had drains. Of course, it was winter, so it was like covering everything up. But I did not feel sorry for myself. I kept living and I kept working, and I didn't think about what my body was going through because it wasn't going through here. Yeah. And my career, my clients, my family, and my clients are my family, are what got me through without even blinking an eye. So I am grateful for my clients.
Wow, what a powerful story.
Hence the heart. It's all about the heart and love. I every client I see, I'm like, I love you. But I mean it. Yeah. I mean it. I love them.
You know what? You probably haven't, but have you seen that Instagram video or meme where it's like your spiritual, only because you're reminding me of her right now, your spiritual friend, like saying goodbye, and they're like, this girl sitting in a car, and she's like, with your passion, she's like, all right, I love you, I'll see you later. And she's like, okay, bye. And she's like, no, really, you are amazing. She's like,
oh my God, that is me. I mean,
that is so you. You have so much love and passion and like for life and for what you do. I think you are such a blessing. I'm sure your clients would say that you were such a blessing in their life just from the energy and passion that I can feel from you just sitting across the room from you.
Gosh, thank you for saying that. I mean, it's easy. It's easy to feel this way when I get to be around incredible people all the time. And I get to help them with a huge investment. Talk about trust. I mean, putting that trust in me, it's so important. I love houses and I love people, and putting them together is like the perfect job for me.
Dream come true.
It really, really is. It really is.
Before we wrap it up, do you have one specific message that you'd like to share with the world?
Just be a good person. Just be good to people. I always say, don't let how someone treats you change how you treat them, or who you are, or how you act, or how you behave. I think it's important to just be constantly good. And that's my message.
I love it. Thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you. I had so much fun. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.